This Dave Chappelle Netflix series, Sticks and Stones, is hilarious. I mean, easily his best work. You gotta see it. He even did impressions. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do an impression of Dave Chappelle right now. All right? This is Dave Chappelle walking off stage after doing Sticks and Stones, and he walks up to the elite globalists and he says this. He goes, "Welcome back to the St. LibCon podcast. Now, I'm sure you've seen the Dave Chappelle Netflix series, Sticks and Stones. I mean, if you're watching this and you haven't watched that, you have bigger problems than hearing these spoilers that are about to come up. But if you haven't seen it, you've been warned. All right, here's the thing. Critics say Dave's special was thoughtless. It was low-hanging fruit. I thought, no, this is some of the smartest comedy I've ever seen. And I actually want to break down a couple things from the series. Now, first, what is this series about? This whole series is about free speech. You see, Dave is in the business of free speech. And so he feels that being attacked, he feels like a spokesperson for that industry that should push back. And this is the best example you'll ever see of that. I can guarantee you that. Now, there's a couple jokes in this special that I want to talk about. The first one having to do with the use of the F-word, a slur for homosexuals, versus the N-word. And during the Dave Chappelle show, he used to use the N-word like, I mean, everyone seen it. So he's used the N-word like crazy. But then he wrote a skit that used the F-word, and their standards and practice lady was like, no, you can't use the F-word. He's like, why not? And she's like, well, you're not gay. And he's like, well, I'm not the N-word either. And there's been a lot of commentary on it. It was hilarious. It was great. It was an incredible commentary. But what I really took away from it is this. See that lady, that executive at that company that was making him put out this media, didn't care about how bad we looked. And it's actual generalization we can make across most media companies, that they will put out garbage, make you look like XYZ, and they don't care because they think you're XYZ. Interesting. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is Dave's position on abortion. I thought this was probably the most intriguing portion of the special for me. See, Dave, what he did was, he called satire, he called irony, he can call it a joke, but he's playing a joke on his crowd because he got him all riled up and he's talking about abortion. He's saying, exactly what you would expect a crowd like this to do. He's like, it's a woman's choice. And they're like, it's a choice and a discussion that only should be had between a woman and her doctor. And a man, if you have a penis, you shouldn't be in this conversation. And he's like, yeah, so it's a choice. So, but if you choose to kill your kid, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's a conservative. He actually tells the truth about this. But he said, if you choose to do that, then as a man, I could choose not to pay if you do have the kid. Interesting, right? What I think he's really saying is this really pinned in choice, this narrow choice that we're not allowed to have anything to do with is really, you might want to think about that. It's really interesting. You got to see it. Really, really interesting. And the third part of the series that I thought was really, really great was when he talked about, towards the end, how Black Americans have to be the ones to save the country. He talked about how we built the country. And now, what we have to do is be leaders and understand that as leaders, we are representatives of America and we are Americans. And that, I think, is an incredible statement because, listen, the left, they don't want you to be an American. They don't want you to feel like an American. They want you to feel like a second-class citizen. And Dave was reminding you, no, you built this place. You are an American. And America is made up of all types of people. And the culture is shaped widely, heavily by us. All right? And so if things are going to get fixed, we should take it upon ourselves and take it and partner with everyone as Americans to fix these problems that we have. Interesting. So, Dave Chappelle, conservative, maybe undercover, but real talk. And I think he was really saying no to the PC culture and yes to the counterculture. Let's get it.